So 9 golfers in a tie for ninth, 15 under and 4 shots off the lead. On a course, Sherwood Country Club, that's given up a lot of low numbers, so a lot of players still very much in the thick of things as we are underway in the final group, and the leader is underway. Justin Thomas at that first hole. He's given himself a birdie look inside 10 feet, so trying to start his day quickly and trying to possibly extend the lead as we get this final 18 underway from Thousand Oaks, California. Rahm in that final group. He starts 1 shot off the lead to begin this final round. Bill Rosinski.
Well, John Rahm with a lengthy birdie putt here at the first. 29 feet uphill. And should move a little bit to his left. Starts the day at 18 under par. Got a dark blue pullover on, light gray pants. Sends this up to the cup. That's got a stretch, and he did miss it on the left-hand side. He'll be able to knock that in for par, and that will keep Rahm at minus 18.
I think something we got to deal with today is just a different pace in the greens and how the players are going to deal with that with a little bit of moisture that's fallen today. Are they going to be able to have good speed? Everything's just a little different, and that's the thing. When nerves are a little heightened a little bit, trying to play the final round and win the golf tournament, especially when you tee off. I don't think anybody's not kind of deals with a little bit of tension when you're teeing off on a Sunday in that last couple groups. I don't care how good a player you are. Are you going to have all of your faculties and be calm and have that touch and everything that goes along with trying to shoot a good score on a Sunday?
And a little bit drizzly today, so some different conditions for this final round as we get started. Fred?
Lonto Griffin headed for a 2-putt par at the par 4 opening hole to remain at 17 under. Missed his birdie putt from 31 feet away. Just a short cleanup remaining for Lonto. But Justin Thomas, a chance to get it to 20 under par. A 7-foot birdie putt on the opening hole. Justin Thomas takes the putter back. The ball releases, rolling up to the cup, and he made it. That's his 21st birdie of the week for Justin Thomas. It takes him to 20 under par, 1 under after 1.
Can't ask for a better start than that. We've talked a lot about how well he's done at closing golf tournaments with 36-hole leads, also with 54-hole leads, and that's the start that he absolutely wanted to have. Get off to a nice solid start in the middle of the fairway, give himself a look, and then go ahead and make the putt.
And Justin Thomas, he's been great with the final round lead. Has won 4 times with the advantage. He's also perfect, has won all 4 PGA Tour events when shooting 18 under or better through the first 54 holes, and he's now 20 under par, so a little 2-shot cushion early in the day. And, you've got 2 par 5s in the front 9. We know how well Justin Thomas has played this week on the back 9. If he can get something cranked up on the front 9, he could be a tough man to catch, DP.
No, I agree. His back 9 is what he's played really, really well. He's taking care of the back 9. He's struggled a little bit on the front, so that's a nice start for him, making a birdie at 1, and then put the ball in the fairway at 2 and go from there. The hole location at 2 is just shoved up in the top left corner. That's one of the few holes on the golf course that there's actually been bogeys made from the fairway on the front 9. There and number 9 are really the only holes that there's been bogeys made from the fairway. So that being said, I'm telling you, hit the ball in the fairway today. This rough is lush, and it's heavy with these little bit of moisture that we've had.
Well, it's a Sunday. We have Phil and Tiger paired together in a threesome there on the back 9, though, starting early and starting out on the back 9. Not really in contention, but a treat to see those 2 great players side by side. Kevin Sylvester?
Yeah, it's a byproduct of either not playing to their full ability this week. They both started the final round at 3 under par. It's the 38th time that Tiger and Phil have been paired together. It's the 9th time in the final round. Again, neither really in contention to win the golf tournament. Both have started where they started the day, both at the even par overall. Tiger with a couple of pars, and Phil went bogey birdie, and they both missed the green at the par 3 12th. Mickelson has made his play from the left rough, and he'll have outside of 10 feet to save par. Tiger's 25 feet hole high right in the thick rough, and playing now his second. That's onto the surface, and boy, that is chasing all the way to the other side of the green. It gives you an idea of just how thick this rough is and unable to control their golf ball. One final note, Adam Long is the 3rd player in the group, and he had a great tweet earlier today. He said this group, and he gave the time of their tee-off, has a lot of wins on the PGA Tour, plus 1 more, meaning his victory on the American Express. So great sense of humor for Adam Long, and I'm sure he's going to enjoy the day with Tiger and Phil.
Yeah, if this wasn't pandemic, it would be interesting to see how many would actually be out following this group and where the front 9 players would be in the list of watching a little golf today. It would be very interesting for sure. But, that's kind of a side note with those boys playing today together. It'll be interesting to see how they play. But this one right here, right now, I think with this moisture that we've had this morning, it's going to be very interesting to see how these guys start off that first hour. Are they going to have the feel, the touch? Are they going to be able to figure out exactly how far the ball's going? Because it is a little cooler out there today than it has been this week. So all those little things add up pretty quickly to a guy you're going to see if he's nervous or not.
Oh, didn't the song say it never rains in California? Today it is a little bit for this final round, Fred Albers.
Earl, it is definitely not sunny Southern California, gray skies overhead. We have off and on rain for most of the morning. And when I say rain, probably closer to a mist, but that has put moisture into the greens. And without sunshine, we are expecting these greens to remain receptive throughout the championship. Just as important as the rain is the lack of wind. Once again, for the 4th straight day, virtually no wind whatsoever. We could have some this afternoon, but the wind expected to stay less than, say, 10 miles per hour. Hole locations. The last thing Justin Thomas said to me as he was leaving the golf course is that he looked at the hole locations for the final round and didn't think that the pins were tucked. And then I look at the hole location sheet today, and I see that 7 on the outward 9 are 4 or less from the edge of the green, and on the inward 9, a half dozen 4 or less, for a total of 13. That is by far the most holes cut to the edge of the green throughout the first 4 rounds of the championship. But I imagine players with these receptive greens and lack of wind are still going to be receptive and still going to be aggressive no matter where they tuck the holes.
Yeah, I agree with that, Freddie. There's some I get that, but there's some hole locations I think today that are pretty difficult. Some really tough, a tough set of them. But I've got it about 5 hole locations that are probably the easiest that they've had for the week, or close to the easiest they've had for the week. But there's 4 or 5 of them out there that are really, really tough. So it's a nice mix of holes today. I don't think the golf course is really set up to say that it's going to be way too hard or way too easy. It's just kind of a middle of the road is my guess today more than anything. And I think really the big factor is that there's a ton of hole locations, and what you mentioned, Freddie, that are very difficult to get to if you don't play from the fairway.
Tiger Woods standing in for his par effort at the par 3 12th. It's 18 and a half feet. Hole high left, strokes the ball, needs to move towards the right as he moves down the slope and just stayed outside left. It'll be a bogey for Tiger Woods. His first bogey of the day through his first 3 holes, and he moves to 2 under.
5 par 5s this week, so the first one's at the second, Fred Albers.
It's playing 542 yards, water in front of the green. A good drive. You can easily reach this green with an iron. 2 in the fairway. John Rahm is deep. He'll be last to hit. Justin Thomas in good shape. He's only birdied this hole once, but for the second straight hole, Lonto Griffin wide to the left-hand side. That ball came very close to going out of bounds for Lonto. No chance for him to reach the green. His second shot will be to just put the ball back in position on this par 5 second hole.
Phil Mickelson, 12 feet 4 par. He's on the opposite side of the cup where Tiger made his par effort from, so perhaps a clue that it does not move as much, although this is an uphill putt. Tiger's was downhill. Phil puts the claw grip on, forward press, now strokes the golf ball, moving from right to left and moved further left than he anticipated. So Phil will make his second bogey of the day. Bogey, birdie, bogey start for Phil Mickelson. He's 2 under par.
Similar to yesterday, just a lot of things other than pars for Phil Mickelson. So maybe he can straighten it out and get it going a little bit. And Tiger, as we mentioned, that 8th hole or the 12th hole right there, hit the green. Man, it's not only going to be tough from the fairway or from the fairway rough, but also around the green with the thick, heavy lies. You can overjudge it, and both players actually had the club actually kind of slide through the rough more than they thought it was, as heavy as it is. Sometimes that water in the rough acts like a lubricant and makes the club kind of get through the rough a little quicker.
Justin Thomas, the leader to start the day, off to a quick start. Birdie at 1. It's a 2-shot lead on a Sunday for Justin Thomas in front. 20 under par as our PGA Tour radio coverage is just getting underway from Thousand Oaks, California. Sherwood Country Club for the final round of the Zozo Championship.
today's round as he sends this into the air. Of course, basically an island green. This lands on the putting surface. Going to come down the slope, but not enough. And that'll be a lengthy eagle try for John Rahm. By the way, with Rahm, he was 4 under for the week, and even for his front nine on Friday. Since then, 14 under par.
He's been rolling, no question about it. And see, both of those players knock it on the green. That's good. There's only been one eagle at number 2 today. I think hole location more than anything else. It's a tough one to take on. Cameron Champ made it from the fringe from outside 45 feet, but that's it at number 2.
Fred Albers, back to you.
Earl Lonto Griffin has hit 43 of 55 greens this week and has 105 for his third shot into our par 5 second hole. Hit a bad drive, had to lay up, and goes right at this flagstick. Coming on the left-hand side, that lands a little long, one hop, spins it to a hop. That's going to trickle down the hill 15, 20 feet away.
It's not a bad play. Not a bad play. Hit behind back there, got it up on top. It's a really small area up there on the flat portion of the above that ridge here at number 2. It's a really good hole location. Hole's playing much more difficult than it has earlier in the week. I think some of it has to do with the rain and the hole playing just a little bit longer and the guys in the rough and everything else. But this is, I think, the toughest of the hole locations that they've had all week at number 2.
You know, and discussing Justin Thomas in the lead going into the final round, now he's got a 2-shot cushion. Yes, he's been very good in his career, but, you know, the last 2, and it was 2 tournaments just this past season on the PGA Tour, Dennis, where he didn't come through, and especially, you know, think back to that the 2 weeks at Muirfield Village Golf Club during the return to golf, that Workday Charity Open. He was not only in the lead in the final round, but he was in the lead big on the final few holes and had a 3-shot lead disappear very quickly. So it has happened to him the last couple of times when he's gotten out in front, even late in tournaments, that he's not been able to hold on. And we've got these back 9 par 5s and so much volatility here on the back 9. You like to start with that early birdie and extend that lead a little bit, but this tournament won't be decided until late in the day, especially those par 5s in the back 9.
Yeah, on the back 9, I've got the hole locations on 16, 17, and 18 as pretty easy hole locations. So look for some birdies there. I mean, 18's up in front, and it's tough from the rough. It's going to be very, very difficult, but you've got access to that hole location because you got a backstop there, and 16 is about as benign as you're going to get on number 16. So, it's going to come down to that last hour, no question.
At the par 5 13th, Tiger Woods drove the golf ball in the right rough, played it over the Barranca, and now his third shot from 121 yards from the fairway with wedge for Tiger Woods. 20 paces on and 4 from the left. This shot trying to climb up towards the hole location, but that's going to spin back down the slope, and that is going to come off of the putting surface for Tiger Woods into a collection area. He can putt or chip from his ball location, but not the shot he was drawing up in his head.
And that final group, the leader Justin Thomas at a par 5 at number 2, he and John Rahm have eagle opportunities in 60 seconds.
The PGA Tour and PGA Tour charities are focused on providing help and support to local communities. The recently launched COVID-19 PGA Tour and Tournament Charity Relief Funds will assist in raising funds for the PGA Tour communities, as well as to the greater coronavirus relief efforts of the American Red Cross. Golf can continue to bring us together to support each other, inspire each other, and unify as one. Learn how we can support each other at PGATourCharities.org.
Imagine a one-stop service for worldwide golf vacations. Golf Breaks by PGA Tour will be your own personal golf travel specialist. They'll organize your travel and save you money at some of the most scenic and iconic golf courses on the PGA Tour and beyond. You now have the opportunity to play where the pros play and experience a golf trip of a lifetime. Golf Breaks by PGA Tour. Golf travel made easy since 1998. Book your trip today at golfbreaks.com.
At the par 5 second green, John Rahm stalking a long eagle putt at 74 feet. Ryan Palmer in the group ahead just played from 80 feet, basically the same spot. It's down a ridge, then back up the slope. Palmer left it outside right. We'll see if Rahm has a little bit better read here. Got to get it up that slope. Gives it a wrap. Starts up that hill. Now needs to turn to the left. Come on, get there. It's a pretty good looking putt by John Rahm, and that is nicely done. That's going to be inside 4 feet. And he will that for a birdie. Right now, Rahm with a par at the first, 18 under.
Really well judged there. That was a little tougher than he made it sound right there for sure. It's just not that easy to hit it that far up the slope. It's as fast as these greens are with the moisture on there, and as slow as that putt was, it always is very difficult for you to kind of try to judge exactly what it's going to do when you're so afraid because they've been so quick this week.
Tiger Woods going with wedge to chip from 43 feet, and chips head nice and low, clipping the golf ball. That's going up towards the hole, just to the right side of the cup, and tap in par for Tiger Woods at the par 5 13th. He remains 2 under.
Back at 2 now. Leader Justin Thomas, a long eagle try for him next, Fred.
Earl trying to birdie this hole for the second time this weekend. He does have one eagle. That came on Thursday on the inward 9, 55 feet. He's played the par 5s and 10 under. Almost a Barrett's feature on this green with a swale in the middle. He's at the bottom of the swale. It has to come up over a rise, and the ball will break to the left-hand side. Gets it up on the correct level. Jimmy Johnson pulls the flagstick, creeping up, not going to go in. But that is handy enough for a 2-putt birdie, I believe, for Justin Thomas to go to 21 under par. Reaches into his pocket for a mark.
Well done. I mean, I just tried to judge distance there, get it close to the hole, and he did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a birdie start for Justin Thomas, the same way he started yesterday when John Rahm put some early heat on him and it tied him for the lead. And then Justin Thomas kind of cooled off until the back 9 when he came in at 3 under par and regained the outright lead coming into today. Be interesting to see if anyone up ahead can get on a run with these differing conditions, with a cooler temperature, a little drizzle in the air to put some heat on the leader, who's likely going to make a couple of birdies to start this final round, Fred.
Lon Toe Griffin with a chance to birdie the second from 14 feet. Rolls that up to the edge of the cup and doesn't go. Well, the reason Lon Toe is in contention this week is his putting. He is second this week in strokes gained putting. He has been a little scattered off the tee and into the greens, but that putter covers up all of his mistakes. Unable to convert here, though. At the second, he is even through 2, 17 under for the week.
Earl, if you were trying to pick somebody this week and you knew there was 5 par 5s, would you look towards par 5 scoring for the year or the past few years and see how they play them? And John Rahm is second this year, and JT is third this year. They're doing pretty well. This week, John Rahm is 7th in scoring on the par 5s. And where is Justin? Justin Thomas is 11th right now. So they're both playing them very, very well. One, John Rahm 4.2 and JT 4.3 this week. That's really low for par 5 scoring. Very nice.
Phil Mickelson playing the par 5 13th. Of course, John Rahm, by the way, world ranked 2nd. Justin Thomas 3rd to go along with their par 5 scoring on the year. Phil just trying to get a par here on the par 5 13th. This from 5 feet after the bunker shot went by the right edge. And Phil gently taps that golf ball. This will burn the right edge from the opposite side of the cup. So both edges of the cup not in. It's a bogey. He's 1 under. Let's go to Fred Albers.
And Kevin Justin Thomas trying a 2-putt from 55 feet away. His first effort came up 7.5 feet short. Thomas made a 7-foot birdie at the first to go to 1 under today. Now to take it to 2 under and 21 under for the week. Strokes that ball rolling up to the edge of the hole. Just caught the corner of the cup and down it tumbled. A birdie start for Justin Thomas. He moves to 21 under.
Well, he finally made one that didn't go right in the center. He's been really solid on his putts inside 10 feet this week. And that one caught the edge, but it's down. So 21 under. Come get me, boys. I got off to the start I needed to.
And John Rahm next needs to keep pace, Bill.
Yeah, I'm going to say early on. It's only the second hole, but this is a big little putt here for John Rahm for birdie. This is a 4-footer. Usual routine is he gets over the ball and takes a couple of practice strokes and then gets back behind it to recheck the line. He has done all that and now settles in over the golf ball here. 4-footer for birdie. And this to get to 19 under par, and that would be 2 back of his playing partner, Justin Thomas. Up to the cup and in. All right, easily done for John Rahm. We're off to the par 3 third.
your...
It's the green. Where are you, buddy? Maybe on the swale on the right-hand side, but definitely not on the putting surface.
Well, it's not good. I mean, he's really not getting off to the start he had yesterday, that's for sure, Earl. But, maybe it's a little bit of nerves. Maybe it's just not quite swinging it as well as he did yesterday. But he's got to turn it around because pars are not going to get it done today.
Well, I mean, he was right there, wasn't he? Yesterday, that 4 birdies in a row Fred mentioned. He got it to 19 under with a couple of birdies in the back 9, and he was right atop the leaderboard. And then 2 late bogeys coming in round 3, and then 2 pars to start the day. How quickly things have changed for him. He's now 4 back.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, because I think he bogeyed 2 of the last 3 or 2 of the last 4. So if you look back to that plus where he's got started, that's a 6 or 7 hole stretch of golf or 5 hole stretch of golf that he hasn't played 2 over par. And that is going to get you going in the wrong direction pretty quickly. If you play 5 holes of golf at even par, you're losing a little ground to the leaders.
And the leaders started birdie. Justin Thomas, and he's just off the front edge of the green, just outside 16 feet. For maybe another one at the par 3. Quick start for Justin Thomas to stay in front on a Sunday. PGA Tour Radio coverage of the season-long points race for the FedEx Cup. Final round in Thousand Oaks, California at the Zozo Championship.
Is it true Dish has a voice remote with Google Assistant that can control the TV and smart home devices? Yes. Can it show the doorbell camera on your TV? Yes. Do I know you'll love it? So much yes.
Control your TV and smart home devices using the Dish voice remote with Google Assistant. Dish, tuned in to you. Voice functionality requires internet-connected Hopper and compatible device. Google is a trademark of Google LLC. To learn more, dial 1-844-CALL-DISH.
With so many new pet owners, Keezia's Grooming can't keep up.
Keezia's Grooming. Sorry, we're booked solid through the weekend. I can give you a call back, though, if something opens up.
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Tiger Woods won over on the round and 2 under par overall, playing the par 4 14th. Again, start on the 10th hole today. So they're going off of double sets of tees. 190 from the center of the fairway to a back center hole location at the 14th. 31 paces on. Tiger starts out towards the right side of the surface. It catches the right middle and now spins back. There's a little hump there that's on the back of the green, and it knocked it back towards the front. So that'll be a long bending putt right to left for Tiger Woods trying to get back to 3 under.
Yeah, that little hole location there today is a really good one in that back in that little trough. It's not an easy one to get close to the hole. And if you're not in that general area, you're going to have your hands full trying to get it close.
Well, and the quest for win number 83 in his career, the record-setting win, is going to have to wait a while for Tiger Woods. I guess one of the big questions coming out of the week is how long do we have to wait to see his next time? Certainly a little rusty this week, I think, Dennis. A long layoff for him. Just really wasn't sharp from the start.
Yeah, and Tiger's usually pretty good about not staying completely open-ended about his decisions. He'll usually give you some information or zero information at all. And the fact that he didn't say that he may or may not play going into Augusta, and it's so close to that, it narrows down the number of events he could actually play, and it would be Houston, since he didn't commit. How he's played, you and I have talked about the eye test. The swing doesn't look that bad, but he's just not hitting quality golf shots when he's posing on shots for the most part.
A player who has been posing a lot today on golf shots is Rory McIlroy. Started the final round at 9 under par. Had birdies on his first 2 holes, and holes 1 and 2 to quickly get to 11 under par. Then had 7 straight pars in the front 9. Now on his inward 9, birdies at 10, 11, and 12. There was a near ace at 12, tap and birdie for Rory McIlroy. So 3 in a row. He's now 14 under par overall, and he's doing it while wearing a hoodie. Let's go to Fred.
Justin Thomas just off the green at the par 3 third hole, 16 feet away in the fringe. He's going to use putter. This is makeable. Onto the green, rolling up, leaves that short, and I beg your pardon, that was the wedge. And he left that maybe 4 feet shy. So that's going to be a par putt upcoming for Justin Thomas. Has birdied the first 2 holes to get it to 21 under, but now with a par putt facing him at the third.
Yeah, left it a little short coming out of there with a wedge. I think it was just enough into that primary cut, not the primary cut, but that step cut that he elected to use the wedge there, and didn't hit it as hard as he wanted to. That's going to be interesting to watch and see how these guys have done, because JT's been really good with his speed this week. How many times has he hit a putt from outside 30 feet that he didn't clean it up unless he had to, avoid a line to clean that ball up. So I'll have to watch and see if we can get the speed right on these little chips and everything else that these guys are doing around the greens.
Putter has been really good for Justin Thomas so far. Third in strokes gained putting for the week. Fred?
Just a disastrous hole for Lonto Griffin. His ball did not go into the swale. It went into the grass facing the bunker. Took him 2 to get it out of that deep rough, and has just chipped his 4th and put it in with 5. That is a double bogey for Lonto Griffin. Hard to make a double bogey and win on Sunday. He drops back to 15 under, now 6 off the lead.
Yeah, there's no question that it's tough to do it with a double bogey on Sunday, especially on a golf course when the scoring average is 2, 3, 3.5 shots under par for the day. It's going to be interesting to see where it falls today. I think it's going to be somewhere in the 2s. It'll maybe sneak into the 69-ish just because of the wet conditions and cooler conditions that the players are faced with.
John Rahm trying to get back within 1 of the lead where he started the day, Bill.
Yeah, 13-footer for birdie here at the 3rd for John Rahm. Downhill. Should move a smidge to his right for 2 in a row. Down the slope it goes, holds the line, makes its way to the cup and down in the middle. Got some fans watching from the houses off to the left of the green. They applaud the Spaniard, and John Rahm to 20 under.
There you go. Well done, man. That was a putt that no one had made. There had been a couple players on that basic line there, about 4 of them, and no one had made it. So for John to make that one, way to figure it out, and that's a huge birdie to make. These par 3s are ones if you're going to shoot a good score today, play the par 3s even or under par, and you're going to have fun.
At the 14th, Tiger Woods, 46.5 feet for birdie. He is turned almost at a 45-degree angle with his back nearly to the flagstick. Looks like he's fixing to putt this near the fringe of the green and have it come back down the slope right to left with the flagstick in. And Tiger now strokes this up the slope, and that nearly touches the fringe of the green, makes that hard turn down the slope. That's going to go by the left side of the hole, and the rollout is going to be close to 10 feet away for Tiger Woods. Nearly impossible to slow that golf ball down once it came down that ridge.
Back to the 3rd, Fred.
And Earl Justin Thomas made his 3.5-footer for par. He remains 2 under through 3, 21 under for the week, guys. He has now gotten up and down 15 out of 17 times this week.
That's pretty good. His short game's always been great. And I mentioned Tiger not being in that general area. If you don't hit it in that flat little seam, you could be 30 or 40 feet away from the hole as long as you're on that left-hand side and in that lower level. If you miss it to the right, Tiger maybe could have hit it a foot closer to the hole, but that was it. That ball was not moving much when it went over the edge. I mean, it's just dead right of the hole as much as that slope really wants to push that ball away from the hole.
Yeah, big birdie pickup for John Rahm there at the 3rd. Back-to-back for him, and he's now back within 1 of the leader, Justin Thomas, who's in front early on a Sunday. 21 under as we continue coverage of the Zozo Championship, 7th of 50 FedEx Cup events this season on PGA Tour Radio.
30th through November 1st at the TimberTech Championship. To learn more, visit PGAtour.com/champions.
How's it? Mark Immelman here from the On the Mark podcast, and I'm gathering all of the great minds in the game to help you to improve your golf and lower your golf scores. Go ahead and download the On the Mark podcast wherever you get yours. Visit PGAtour.com/podcasts and hear all the brightest minds in the game getting together right here to help you to better golf. It's time. Download On the Mark.
Well, Patrick Cantlay looking for another birdie just 4 feet away here at the par 4 4th hole. Pin today tucked over on the far right side of the green, just 7 up and 3 from the right. Sends this up to the cup and walks it in. Patrick Cantlay picks that out of the cup. A little applause from the people to the left. Another birdie for him.
Gets him to 19 under par. So Patrick's getting his day started exactly the way you want to, 3 under through the first 4.
All right, Rory McIlroy looking for a good finish here. Par 5 at 13, 14 under par. This Rory's second from nearly 300 yards, 297. Head cover off, so going to take a rip. See if he can get one there at the par 5. Ball headed to the left. It's a left-hand hole location. This is probably going to miss left. It does. Oh, gets a kick off the hill and almost bounded back through into the collection area. Short and left of the green, so that's not going to be the easiest of up and downs. It's a downslope for him playing out of the primary rough, and it's wet today with a little bit of rain falling, Kevin.
Tiger Woods for his par at the 14th. It's 9.5 feet below the hole to the left. Aggressive stroke on the way towards the hole to the center. Oh, it moved to the right and off the right edge. 3-putt bogey for Tiger Woods at the 14th, his second bogey of the round, and that drops Tiger to 1 under.
Yeah, that 14th hole, as I said, we'll see that a little later on in the day in the back 9, but if you don't get it in that area, that little bowl, that little narrow strip that's in the back left portion of the green, you're going to have your hands full trying to get that ball up and down.
That Rory up and down coming up, Dennis, about 35 yards, left-hand hole location, short of the green and the wet rough. How tough is that?
Really hard. I thought you were very political right there. You gave a very soft answer. It's almost dead. I mean, the only play that you really have, if you play it out to the right, it's going to chase the middle of the green. If you try to hit it left of the hole, it's such a small area. He does have a little bit of a backstop. But if he hits that thing inside 15 feet, I think it's going to be a great shot. The one thing he has going for him is the ball is slightly below his feet, so that'll help you take a little bit less grass, and he might be able to slide the club up there and get the elevation he wants. But anything inside of 10 feet would be really good from there.
Well, look, you can't say except for the double bogeys because he's made 3 of them this week. But, really 15 under par, 14 under par right now, chance to go 15 under if he gets up and down. Really, it's been a pretty solid week quietly for Rory McIlroy, I think, at Sherwood. Kevin?
Well, Tiger Woods coming off the bogey at 14. 2 bogeys on the round and 1 under par at the par 3 15th, 176 yards today with a front hole location. 5 paces on and 10 from the right side. Tiger trying to cut the golf ball in here with the iron and plays that to the back center of the green. Safe play, but that is going to be a long birdie putt at the 15th.
Matter of fact, Dennis, I was looking at stats. Mm-hmm. Rory McIlroy leads the field in birdies made, 27. So it's not just solid. I think he can't take away the doubles, but what you take from it is Rory McIlroy's really played very well this week, even though he's not been in contention.
You're right. The good golf's good, but he's been, what's the best word to use? He hasn't been rock solid all week long. He's hitting bad shots that are costing him. Where, when you're playing your best golf, you make bad swings, but those bad swings don't cost you shots. Let's go to Fred.
And Dennis, Justin Thomas in the fairway, 167 yards out at the dangerous par 4 4th. John Rahm just in the first cut. Won't be a problem for him. Dennis, when I was looking at some numbers, doing a little research this morning for Justin Thomas, tell me what this means. He is 7th in strokes gained off the tee this week, 3rd in strokes gained putting, and 8th in proximity to the cup, 28 feet 9 inches. To me, that adds up to a tournament leader.
It's pretty obvious. I would not want to try to argue that any other way, Freddie. Those numbers really do stand out, and that's when you're hitting it close to the hole and you're up near the top in putting. It happens every week. Those guys have always got a chance to win a golf tournament.
But this week, a lot of folks are getting it done, and it's only a 1-shot lead for Justin Thomas over John Rahm as they play into 4 in 60 seconds.
Above the hole, left to right putt down towards his front hole location at the par 3 15th, trying to get one of the shots back that he's given to the golf course. Sends this down, moving left to right, has his attention, needs to move right some more as it slows down and comes up a 1.5 feet short to the outside left of his orientation, to the right side if you're looking at the hole. He'll put a coin down, but it's going to be a tap-in par for Tiger to remain 1 under.
I got a stat for you that pretty much sums it up. The top 3 players in bogey avoidance: Patrick Cantlay, John Rahm, Justin Thomas. Where are they on the leaderboard right now? Everybody's making birdies. It's how do I play those other holes that I don't make birdies on? And they've played them the best, and that's where at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, and that's, you're always trying to do it in golf tournaments, the tough tournaments. You're trying to avoid the drop shots and make pars. Even in what's really been a birdie fest, like you said, Dennis, it's about those guys atop the leaderboard. They're the ones that have avoided the big trouble. Bill?
Well, John Rahm has studied this 8-foot birdie putt. And he told us after his round yesterday, he said, I was hitting the ball good all week. And then I just got the putter going yesterday, 25 putts. And a little over 101 feet worth of putts in his round on Saturday. And now this for his third consecutive birdie. We're at the fourth. 8-footer. And might move off a little tad to his right. Putter blade behind the ball. Steadies the feet. Got some fans watching from their homes off to the left. Down the slope it goes. Makes it, when it lipped out, hit the right edge and spun left. Oh, he's not happy with that. He can run a little on the hot side once in a while, but I think he's learned to control that a little bit more now. Let's see if he finishes up or puts a mark on this. I think he might be on Lanto's line. He's checking with playing partner. Now he's going to straddle the line and finish up here. And that's a 2-putt par for John Rahm. He remains minus 20.
There you go. It's okay. It's just he doesn't have to make everything today. Let's just stay close and see what's going on. Got to remember, JT, and you mentioned it at Workday. Did he have three-shot lead with 3 to play? It's a little bit on him and a little bit on Colin Morikawa. He did what he needed to do to help himself out, but it's not been a positive for him the last time he had that big lead on Sunday on the back 9.
Let's go to Fred.
Yeah, Justin Thomas has already had a good start. Could be very good. Keep in mind, once again, through the first 3 rounds, he has played this outward 9 in a total of 4 under par. He's already 2 under in today's round and 7 feet away from taking it 3 under for the day. Strokes that ball up the hill at the 4th to the cup. May have hit something. At least he pats something down. What a great opportunity for Justin Thomas to extend the lead. Not going to happen. 2-putt par for Justin Thomas. Misfires on a 7-footer. Still a nice round underway. Through the first 4 holes, 2 under today, 21 under par for the week for Justin Thomas.
Yeah, no damage. I mean, you'd like to make those putts inside 10 feet because you're going to need to shoot pretty low today if you want to win the golf tournament. But honestly, I think getting by 3 and 4 with no damage, pretty simple pars, not a big deal. Those are holes that can get you. There's been 2 doubles at 3 and there was an other at number 4. So avoid those. There's only been 2 other double bogeys on the entire back 9, and those are at 6 or on the front 9, 6 and 9. So it's a little simpler golf course now. You're not looking at a big number. Freddie?
Dennis, if you stub your toe out here with a double bogey, you have eliminated any chance for further mistakes and ability to win the tournament. So double bogey counts as a stub of the toe for Long Toe Griffin. Has to be really good from here on in, and it starts with a birdie at the 4th. From inside of 5 feet, rolls that up and made it. He has been so good putting this week. He is second in strokes gained putting. That is a bounce-back birdie. 1 over today through 4 holes and 16 under for the week.
On days like today, when facing inclement weather, our team relies on Gustbuster umbrellas, the #1 umbrella in golf, because it's unflippable, unflappable, and unleakable in winds exceeding 55 miles per hour. Gustbuster's award-winning design is wind tunnel tested, and for a 3rd year in a row, it's received Best Golf Umbrella honors from a leading industry reviewer. If you want to purchase a Gustbuster umbrella, visit a golf retailer near you or shop online at Amazon.com.
You're listening to exclusive coverage of the Zozo Championship at Sherwood, part of the season-long points race for the FedEx Cup. And as we do at the top and bottom of every hour in our live play-by-play coverage, time now for a leaderboard update from Sherwood Country Club in Thousand Oaks, California.
And the leader's Justin Thomas, now 1-shot lead again, was a 2-shot cushion early in the day after a birdie start for him. 2 under through 4. John Rahm has matched him, though, birdieing 2 and 3. Also a 2 under start for Rahm today, and 20 under, 1 shot back where he started the day. That's solo second. 19 under Patrick Cantlay, 2 shots behind. up ahead of that final group. He is 3 under through 4. Corey Connors, 5 under, about to make the turn. He's through 8 to climb into the mix. Tied for 4th at 17 under with Russell Henley, Cameron Champ, 4 under in their round, still on the front 9. They're also minus 17. Sebastian Munoz, Ryan Palmer, 17 under as well in a tie for 4th. That's 4 behind. And then 16 under, Lonto Griffin. The big stumble, the double bogey, and that was after a couple of pars to lose ground to Justin Thomas. Did bounce back a moment ago to get it to 1 over through 4 now with the birdie at the 4. 16 under for him, tied for 9th. Webb Simpson, Matthew Fitzpatrick, Cameron Smith, Dylan Fratelli, and Bubba Watson all at 16 under as well. Kevin Sylvester.
Rory McIlroy at the par 5 13th, just inside of 5 feet above the hole. 4 birdie would be his 6th one of the day. Strokes the ball to the hole, right side and down for Rory McIlroy. 6 under on today's round and 15 under par.
And an all-world up and down there for Rory at the par 5 13th. Tony Finau, he's also 15 under. He's 1 under through 7. Xander Schauffele, 6 under par in his round. Just getting his day started on the front 9. His back, he's 14 under in total. Patrick Reed. All right, no damage, but that was a little disappointing. Poor drive for Patrick off the tee. It cost him a little bit on this par 5 5th hole. Put the ball in the fairway. You got a great opportunity today. This whole location at number 5. I think it's actually pretty hard. It's only 10 on and 6 off that left-hand side. There's kind of this false edge that call on both sides there, and it's kind of on this little bit of a pimple and kind of near the left side of the pimple. So it's a hole that if you just get it about 4 or 5 feet short of the hole, or maybe 6 feet short and left of the hole, it'll come right back off that edge and go to the front of the green. A real tough spot to get it close here in 2 for sure.
And now let's go to Fred Albers.
Earl, the second of 5 par 5s at Sherwood Country Club, the par 5 5th, 531 yards. John Rahm pumped it into the middle of the fairway in the 230 range out. He will absolutely go for this green in 2, but a wipe to the right-hand side for Justin Thomas. That's the second time this weekend he has missed the fairway here at the 5th. Wide to the right-hand side, unable to reach the green in 2 on Saturday. The lie is really thick over there. Don't know if he's going to be able to get enough club on that ball to reach the green in 2 here today.
No, I don't think he really wants to try because a long is not going to be that easy, but he could chase it up there. The problem is at number 5, if you hit it in the rough, there's a fairway bunker that is in the fairway, and it's one that you have to avoid. So do you lay up short of it, or do you try to take it over that and get it a little closer to the green to this middle left hole location at 5?
And maybe a little open door there at 5, the par 5 for John Rahm to get a piece of the lead. Justin Thomas, right now it's just a one-shot edge at 21 under. Early on a Sunday, PGA Tour radio coverage from Sherwood Country Club. This is final round of the Zozo Championship.
Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
The edge of the green, even though it's putting surface, the ball's not going to stay on it.
So Rahm hoping to make up some ground. Justin Thomas having to play it as a 3-shot par 5. Birdie start for JT, and then Rahm birdie 2 and 3 to get one back again. It was an early 2-shot cushion for Justin Thomas, and hoping to keep that cushion as they play that par 5. Kevin?
Rory McIlroy, his second shot at the par 4 14th, drove the ball to the right. It came down into the first cut of rough, so good lie, 192, but the ball well above his feet. He's all the way down to the bottom of the grip, choking up, and the right hand comes off after the swing, and that's going to come up short and then hop into the bunker for Rory McIlroy. That was a difficult shot to try to pull off to get it close, which, of course, he's trying to do. He's in the bunker. Let's go to Fred Albers.
Yeah, Justin Thomas, 21 under par, and he's 11 under par on the par 5s this week. 172 in, and I have a notation. This is so much uphill. Got to add an extra 10 for elevation, so closer to 182 in. Powers through that, holds the finish, got all the ball here, but leaks it out to the right-hand side. Won't be happy with that result. That's 40 feet, maybe more than 40 feet, downhill, side hill. He's playing defense ever since that wayward drive out here, Dennis.
Yeah, drove it right, and you mentioned the thick lie. I mean, he only advanced that ball. There was no reason for him not to try to advance that another 75 or 80 yards bare minimum, and he only advanced that ball about 80 yards in total, I think. A very thick lie for JT here at the par 5. So You weren't lying. He hit it 90 yards is what it says he advanced that golf ball right there. And that is not, that's a very thick lie for a guy when he could easily advance it 150 yards and still have the same type of shot in the layup zone.
Well, that door opens a little bit more, doesn't it now, for possibly John Rahm short of the green in 2 to get up and down and get a birdie, which could tie things up with Justin Thomas if he can't make a birdie of his own.
Yeah, agree 100%. I was looking at that stat that I gave you about the bogey avoidance. The fourth name on that list, Corey Connors, and he's tied for 4th right now. So that has really been, I don't want to say it's the key to playing well this week, but if you're playing well and you're not making bogeys, you don't have to make as many birdies, and there's so many birdies afforded you if you put the ball in the fairway with the 3 par 5s that it just makes sense. And if you can stay away from making those big numbers, you have a great opportunity to be at the top of the leaderboard.
And a week look, Dennis, it's Sunday. We're, more than an hour into our coverage, and really, except for the couple of leaderboards and what you just said there, first time we've talked about Corey Connors all week, and now he's 18 under par, only 3 back.
Yeah, he's playing some good golf, and it's basically because he's not making a lot of mistakes. He's just kind of chugging along, just chug, and that's what he's done. But he's played great today. 6 under par 30 on the front 9, took care of his business there. He might actually be making some putts. Poor Corey. He's just stroke average. His scoring, his putting, strokes gained putting has just not been very good. He's 6th right now, but he was 20, 42, and 33 for the week, which is up on top of where he's been of late. It's always been about the putter. Such a great ball striker. One of the top 5 on the PGA Tour, no doubt.
Well, there are some good scores. Connors at the turn, like you said, 6 under. Rory McIlroy's having a good day, 6 under, 5 to play. And Xander Schauffele is 7 under today, 7 through 11. He'll finish on the front 9. So those low numbers, even on a little chillier day with overcast skies, a little bit of rain, the low scores seem to be there again, Bill.
Well, John Rahm's second shot here at the 5th, the par 5, went in there's a small bunker that guards the front of this green. That's where his ball is. So he's got to get this up in a hurry. He's got 55 feet in all from where his ball is to this front left hole location. And he has not had to make a sand save this week. So he's been, and that rolled about 25 feet past the hole. He's going to have an uphill birdie putt, not what he was looking for here at the par 5 5th.
No, not when you're going for the green in 2 like he was, and then goes ahead and hits it in that bunker, which isn't a horrible place. There was only one other person that was in the bunker, and he was able to get it up and down. That was Russell Henley a little earlier today, but man, it's not where you want to hit it. It's such an awkward little plateau, and it's more visual than it is difficult, but those visual things creep into your mind on what you're trying to do when you're hitting a bunker shot from really well down below the green.
And maybe a double open door there. If Rahm can't make birdie and Justin Thomas makes a par, I mean, that's an advantage for the rest of the field who's trying to play catch-up with those players struggling to make birdies on what is the easiest hole in the front 9 and second easiest of the par 5s today.
Yeah, and the way these guys have played, you mentioned the way Justin Thomas and John Rahm have played the par 5s. I think as a pursuer, you know that they're probably going to do a pretty good job. And if they both don't birdie this hole, as you mentioned, that's going to be almost like a bogey. You know how we talked about that? When there's a bogey made by the leader, the sharks start to circle and they smell the blood. And that's definitely an opportunity to try to take advantage of them not being able to birdie that par 5 5th.
It would be a big opportunity missed for both. And then, you wrap up the front 9. 8 is playing tough again. We know that it's been difficult all week. The par 3, the toughest hole. And number 9, there have only been 2 birdies. So that par 4 is tough, too, to wrap up the opening 9, Fred.
Yeah, tough birdie putt for Justin Thomas. 47 feet downhill side hill with a big break from left to right. Sends that down the hill, needs to turn to the right, now working up toward the hole, and that's not going to go in, and that's going to require a mark. Yeah, solid 3 feet, I believe, remaining for Justin Thomas. Struggling on this par 5, one of the holes that you would think you take advantage of.
You would think, but you got to put the ball in the fairway, and surprisingly, scoring average right now is 70.5. So that is something that we got to look at. It's a little tougher golf course with the wet conditions and that rough playing so thick and juicy right now with the drizzle that we had this morning.
At the 14th, Rory McIlroy had hit his second shot into the bunker. His bunker shot was a beauty. Hit it past the hole. He was 36 yards away. That's how far that front bunker is from that back hole location. Hit it past the flagstick, and then the slope brought it back to 2 feet short of the cup. So it's going to be par for Rory McIlroy at the 14th, remain 15 under. Let's head back to Bill Rosinski.
And Kevin John Rahm now 25 feet, but this is for birdie. We're at the par 5 fifth to get him to 21 under par. Short of the green and 2 in the bunker, and that did not hit a good sand shot. Let's see if he can rebound here as he starts this out to the right. Ball is breaking left, holds the line. Oh, and he looks out, it kind of curved left at the end. And gave the outward hand to the right, thinking, what was that? And he's going to finish this up here. That was a pretty good read. I saw Patrick Cantley miss on the left side from about 30 feet moments ago. Tap in par, frustrating 5 for John Rahm, still 20 under.
Yeah, I mean, he is just, he's playing some really good golf. He's missed one fairway today, didn't miss one at all yesterday, all 13 of them, and hit 12 of 13 in the second round. So he's given himself opportunities by setting holes up, by putting the ball in the fairway. Let's go to Fred.
Well, Lonto Griffin trying to bounce back from that double bogey at the third. Got one back with a birdie at the fourth. Now a nice chip leaves him just 3 feet for birdie out here at the fifth. Rolls that up and into the cup. Birdie for Lonto Griffin. He is back to 17 under.
All right, there you go. Got to climb back, right? Earl, you talked about it. Those double bogeys, though, take a while to recover from.
Well, he's been patient, and he's taken advantage of that par 5 when the leader is not. Justin Thomas, 2 under start today again. And a little like yesterday where he made the early birdies and it took him a while to get it going again at the end, Fred.
And Justin Thomas from inside of 3 feet to clean up a 2-putt par. Not a problem here. He makes 5 on a par 5 fifth. Justin Thomas remains at 2 under in the round, 21 under for the week. The 6th hole, par 4, playing 423 today.
Yeah, that 6th hole. Today is playing at the 12th most difficult hole in the golf course. It's playing under par. If you put the ball in the fairway, it's just not that difficult hole. There's been 9 birdies, 2 bogeys, but there has been a double. That had to be out of position off the tee.
Dennis, you were mentioning the scoring average, only a shot and a half under par, when we've had, a couple of days ago, more than 4 shots under par. So conditions have changed, scoring's changed. You know what else I noticed? We've talked about 18 all week. That has been a difficult closing hole. It is again today, second toughest hole of the day. But part of the tough back 9 scoring is the par 5 at 16. Playing 558 today, so a little shorter than the scorecard, but just 7 birdies. A bogey and 2 doubles there, and it's only the 10th easiest hole today. So one of those par 5s in the back 9, certainly not an easy hole either.
Yeah, and I think really with it playing up the hill, and it's a little wet, so it's playing a little longer than what the actual number is, that's for sure. But if you don't put the ball in the fairway with that creek that crosses the fairway 2 different places, you're really making the guys forced to lay up well back, and that's what it really is the big factor there. The hole location, I think, for the most part, there isn't a whole lot going on around the hole. It shouldn't be that difficult, but you got to put the ball in the fairway and then figure out where you're going to play it from there.
Tiger, 3rd shot at the par 5, 16, playing from the primary rough. That one landed softly. Tough shot, short-sided, just off the green. That trickles inside a couple of feet. So that's going to be an up and down and a good one for Tiger Woods. Short game looking sharp there. He's -1 for the week.
Yeah, I just watched Phil play a shot from there. He came up short of that tree, and that's the big deal with 16 today. If you're going for the green in 2, and you hit it over there left of the green where the hole location is and get wrapped up in that tree, it's just going to be so tough to get the ball up and down. Tiger was fortunate enough to get it past the tree and have pretty much a straightforward chip.
It's going to be likely Tiger's first birdie of the day, +2 right now, so he's going to move to 1 over for the final round, and -2 it looks like for the entire tournament, Bill.
Patrick Cantley here at the par 4 6th hole, downhill 28-foot birdie putt. Right now 19 under par, 3 birdies in his first 4, could not convert at the 5th. And we'll give this an effort. Just got to worry about the pace, and should move down to his left. One more look at the cup. Back head over the ball. Now sends this down the slope. Needs to turn left, picking up some speed. Gets closer to the hole, and how about in the cup? Patrick Cantley, another birdie. That was from long range, 28 feet. He's to 20 under.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it on the greens especially. Good job, Patrick, there with a birdie at 6. Not the easiest of holes if you don't put it in the fairway, but if you put it in the fairway here, I consider it at least a birdie look. You should have that opportunity with the hole only playing about 425 yards. I think 423 on the card, or actual number today.
So Cantley creeps within 1. Justin Thomas unable to make birdie at the par 5 fifth, and his lead is down to 21 under. As we continue our final round coverage of the Zozo Championship, Thousand Oaks, California on PGA Tour Radio.
A little long and a little right of the hole. You can really feed it in to the hole location here. 27 on and 4 off that left-hand side at 6.
Rory McIlroy at the par 3 15th, 176 yards. Sends this high into the sky, and this ball is going to land just right of the hole, and that is going to skip towards the center of the green. Good shot for Rory McIlroy. Downhill putt left to right outside.